professional investor, dividend digester. Save some of his paycheck just like all his ancestors. Him looking for high yields, that's never the case. He's seeking 6% return. Slow and steady wins the race. We pay our debts in our currency that might be unfurled if it's no longer the reserve currency of the world. Confidence in the dollar is permanent. Just ask any scholar. People are exchanging their dollars for dog money. Dog money? Dog money. Dog money. We trading it in for dog money. Dog money. Dog money. Dog money. Dog money. I'm putting it all in dog money.
Yes, indeed. Some people are putting all of their money into dog money. Welcome to Satoshi's Bitcoin Chart Show. This is the Bitcoin forecast, the strength of the system, the health of the network, where we find out what's up with what is going down. Today's date is Tuesday, the 5th of October, 2021. Let's be gone and jump straight into these figures. Here we go. Rock and roll. So starting from left to right, we've got Corecoin, BTC, SegWit protocol, centrally owned, planned and controlled by Blockstream. Ever since they changed the protocol, or should I say altered the protocol, on the 24th of August 2017, implementing SegWit, segregating the signatures on the chain, meaning they were accountable to nobody, bringing it under their centralized control, crashing its fundamental value to zero by turning BTC from a commodity into a security, but that was always their intention anyway. And then we've got Bcrash, again, centrally owned, planned and controlled by Roger Ver and his crony mates who tamper with the protocol every 6 months trying to anonymize their network. Then we've got Anne-Marie Sachet with his Fisher Price Cash. What a joke, won't even bother explaining that one. And then we've got Bitcoin, which is BSV. The original protocol goes right back to the Genesis block. It hasn't changed, making it the real Bitcoin, the true Bitcoin, the genuine Bitcoin, and the world's first and only ever digital commodity, backed by the value of data sovereignty, making it the most valuable commodity on Earth. Yes, indeed. So let's have a look at these figures then on Corecoin. So we've got hash rate 97.6, network nodes 93.2, transactions 30.15, going up a little bit. Block size though 0.8, not even 1%. And this is on BTC that was meant to be the Mac Daddy. That is no longer Bitcoin because it's an absolute pile of shite now anyway. But something has clearly gone wrong. So we'll just let our favourite douchebag of Bitcoin, Pete McCormack, see if he can explain that for us right now. Take the floor, Pete, if you'd be so kind.
Bitcoin is so different now from when Satoshi was here.
Yeah, well, when Satoshi was here, Bitcoin was a peer-to-peer electronic cash system. How far away from that are we now?
It's a completely different project.
And what would Satoshi have to say about that?
It doesn't matter who Satoshi is anymore.
And what if he came back and said something like, what the hell do you think you're doing effing up my project?
Even if Satoshi came back, I don't think he would just be immediately welcomed as having this God-given right to decide what happens with Bitcoin. I think he would have to earn his right back into the project. Bitcoin is built based on consensus now.
Are you sure about that, Pete? Because it didn't sound like it to me. Let's have that one more time.
Project Bitcoin is built based on consensus now.
Consensus? Do you know what proof of work is? Do you understand the significance of a chain of signatures? Did you even bother to read the white paper? Blockstream implemented SegWit on the 24th of August 2017, segregating the signatures on the chain, meaning they were accountable to nobody, which brought it under their centralized control, meaning there is no consensus because it's a centralized project and no longer open source. You absolute fool, but I can't be bothered with you anyway. So let's move on to Bcrash. So Roger, tell us your expectations for your centralized project that is Bcrash.
And we're going to really spread Bitcoin Crash across the entire country here in Antigua.
Yeah, good luck with that, mate. And what do you say to all those multinational corporations that do billions, if not trillions of dollars of global trade on an annual basis that say they need a regulatory compliant monetary system in order to do so?
The ones that say that the blockchains all need to be legally compliant about everything all the time, just go use your Visa card. Yeah, because that's going to work. And then we've got Bitcoin. So look at this. Hash rate 0.25%. Network nodes 1.13. But transactions 60% and block size 98.8. Absolutely massive. So we'll just have a word with the creator of Bitcoin himself, Dr. Craig Wright, to find out his expectations for Bitcoin. So Craig, tell us, what do you want from Bitcoin?
I want Bitcoin not to go up to 10,000 or 100,000. I want it to be worth millions per Bitcoin.
And when you strip it all down to the bare bones, is that it?
That's it. And that's what we spend money for. Very simple.
Loving that. And if you're wondering why I find it amusing that transactions are so high and block size are literally 98.87, let me explain. Bitcoin mining operations compete to process data transactions on chain. No transactions or data, no use. No use, no value, no money. The most valuable chain is the chain with the most utility on it. BTCs are utter clowns. Can you see what's going to happen? Oh yeah. So Craig, tell us, what else can we expect from Bitcoin in the future?
At Onchain, we've just funded a number of universities doing so far a test up to 1 gigabyte because it validates what we've already done independently. We've tested up to 380 gigabyte blocks. We've tested 1 million transactions a second and transaction sizes up to 20 megabytes. Super complex scripts, basically ones that can run operating systems. That's all of global commerce times about 50. On top of that, we can have complex scripts. On top of that, with payment channels, we can scale each of those transactions 1,000 times, which effectively means about 1 billion transactions per second, which means we can then have all derivatives, all complex trades. That means high frequency trading. It means everything that happens globally.
It means that sounds absolutely amazing, especially when you consider the derivatives market alone is estimated to be between $800 trillion and $1 quadrillion in size. It is absolutely gargantuan. So let's have a look at these gargantuan blocks on the genuine Bitcoin. But before we do that, we'll have a quick chat with Michael Saylor. So Michael, welcome to the show. Tell us, so what do you say to people like Pete McCormack who think that Bitcoin should be changed and messed around with and just tampered with?
I like Bitcoin the way it is.
So do we, Michael, so do we, but we really like it. How do you compete with that?
In fact, I love Bitcoin the way it is.
All right, mate, calm down. Well, you can't just leave it there. You're going to have to explain yourself. Tell us, what is it about Bitcoin that you love so much?
The way it's currently constructed, it is possible to put all $250 trillion of monetary energy.
Wow, $250 trillion of monetary energy. Where's that going to go?
In big blocks of encrypted energy on the blockchain.
They do sound like big blocks. What sort of numbers are we talking about?
Maybe the Bitcoin will be 1 million. You can probably calculate $10 million of Bitcoin or something.
Wow, $10 million per Bitcoin or something. I mean, how's it going to fit and where's it going to go?
Big blocks, $100 million chunks on the blockchain.
Is that right? Let's have a look at these big blocks on the blockchain just for you then, Michael. So calling out the megabytes: 5, 1, 57, 157, 30, 91, 613, 1, 566, 248, 2, 5, 456, 143, 40, 399, 15, 15, 228, 4, 6 and 13. All megabyte blocks. Absolutely huge in comparison. Let's have a look at Fisher Price Cash, still struggling to get all of their blocks over a kilobyte, let alone anywhere near a megabyte. And Bcrash, 1, 2, 3 blocks over a megabyte. Nice one, Roger. And Corecoin, not a single block over 2 megabytes. The largest one being 1.7 megabytes. Dear oh dear. And we've got one block. Let's see the largest one on Bitcoin. 613 megabytes in one block. Absolutely hilarious. Hashrate. So Hashrate follows price, follows value, follows utility, follows creativity, initiative and intelligence. If you are intelligent and you apply creativity and initiative, you can make something useful. When something is useful, it can then create value. When it creates value, it can then develop a price. When it develops a price, it can then be measured against the cost of other goods and services and used as a medium of exchange. Boom. Next. Proof of work by network, Corecoin, Bcrash, Fisher Price Cash will fall into their own footprints because that's what Ponzi schemes do when they crash overnight. And it's currently 4,953 times cheaper to transact on Bitcoin than it is any of these alternative protocols, shitcoins if you will. And it's currently 15.7% more profitable to mine on Bitcoin. That's probably due to the fees in the block. Amazing. Daily average Bitcoin block size by network, as you'd expect, Bitcoin absolutely smashing it. Transactions by network, Bitcoin winning. Transactions per block, Bitcoin winning. Fees USD, again it's USD, speculative. USD price goes down, down and down and down, even further and further every day. Daily average Bitcoin fees by network, Satoshis, this is more like it. Bitcoin winning it. In fact, Bitcoin's smashing it there, loving that. And daily Bitcoin fee to block reward ratio. Let me show you what this red line is going to represent very soon. That red line is this solid blue line here. So you can see that as the block reward gets cut in half every 210,000 blocks, the fees due to the volume of transactions increases steadily over time, surpassing the block reward, and then we have an economically self-sustaining system. Absolutely amazing. I love Bitcoin. Let's get into the here we go. Daily accumulated Bitcoin blockchain growth by network. Look at the size of this chart. Absolutely massive. Got 10,000 gigabytes on there now. Let's have a look at this proportionally, just to rub it into all those shitcoiner goons. Look at that. Look at that. Parabolic. Let's see how big the chain is now. Let's have a little look. So we now have a chain that is 1.29 terabytes in size. We'll just let out 1.3 terabytes in size. My goodness me. So that means we're only approximately 74 gigabytes behind. Good grief. I think we'll smash that like in the next few days. Amazing. Let's get into the politics then. So this is global hash rate 7 days. Yep, global hash rate 24 hours. Probably going to match core coin. Yep. B Crash Dear Ample desperately trying to keep their coin alive. These boys have got no excuse whatsoever. They haven't even been hoodwinked by the ticker symbol. Absolutely, utterly worthless. A complete and utter waste of time and energy. But they'll find that out the hard way. And Anne-Marie Sachet, I mean, I don't even need to tell you this is an absolute joke. And this is Bitcoin. So we've got Tau with 46.5%, SV Pool 20.14, Dutch Mining making an appearance, Vibe BTC still hanging on. Good to see F2 Pool in there making an appearance. Very good. So the reason we're trying to shoot all these shitcoin enterprises off the chain is because the only thing they understand is dollar worshipping, which leads on to price manipulation, which we'll look at now in the short positions. So what's the short ratio on Bitcoin? Look at that, 90.56%. Traders, dirty shitcoin traders, have got short ratios on the genuine protocol, which is the Bitcoin that they will love, you know, and yet they're shorting it. Honestly, just that's why we say shitcoin is shit for brains. Now let's have a look at this centralized project that's worth absolutely nothing. Oh look, only 3% shorts on that one. Brains of Britain, shall we say? Dear oh dear. Bitcoin blocks live. Let's have a look at this. So for any newbies watching this for the first time, the vertical rectangular blocks moving across the top of the screen are the transactions being recognized by the nodes on the network, and they're recognized instantly the moment they're broadcast because Bitcoin is an ultra small world Mandela network constructed like this. It means as the size of the network increases, the density of the links goes to 0, making ultra small world and highly sparse respectively. The network formulation can lead to an improved topology against malicious attacks, so it's hard to take down. It's absolutely phenomenal. So if you're watching this and you haven't seen this before, if you move the cursor over these transaction generators in the middle of the screen, it actually shows you which transactions they have actually generated. Look at that. Great fun. Great fun. Loving that. So once the transactions are recognized by more than 50% of the nodes on the network, which is instantly, they're then thrown into the memory pool, which is where they're computed for by miners and payment processors in order to create a block, put the transaction within a block, and then place the block on the blockchain, which is when they're rewarded with the Coinbase data, otherwise known as the block reward, otherwise known as freshly minted Bitcoin, along with the fees. So we can see in the highlighted rectangular box below that, we've got the hash of the block height, who it was mined by, size, the time, the date, the transaction count, and total fees in the block. And it's these fees that will eventually surpass the block reward. And we'll just let Laura Shin and Dan Held explain the significance of block fees right now. Take the floor if you'd be so kind.
So, as you mentioned, at a certain point when the block reward stops, there will be a transition where miners will be compensated in transaction fees, not in the block reward. And the current amount that they earn is from fees is about 9% of the block reward. And so we'd have to see transaction fees 11x by roughly 2140, which is when the new Bitcoins will stop being minted. But I just wondered, if we don't see an increase in the amount of transactions that can happen at layer one, because the number of layer one transactions is limited, And right now, I feel like a lot of the scaling is focusing on layer 2. Can transaction fees 11x in that time, or will that require people to pay a lot more per transaction?
Over the next couple halving cycles, we should see it start to predominantly be the value that is compensated to the miners in the block reward. If Bitcoin is the world reserve currency that doesn't have a strong security model, like there's not a lot of monetary compensation in the block reward due to transaction fees, well, then its long-term security will be weak. If it is the world reserve currency, there'll be very, very many layer 1 transaction fees.
Okay, yeah. So it sounds like you think it is possible that the amount in transaction fees will maybe not be enough on layer 1 to replace the block reward when the time comes.
Absolutely, there won't be enough to replace the block reward when the time comes because they've purposely restricted it to 1 megabyte, meaning it can only handle maybe 4 to 7 transactions per second. What an absolute joke. Do you honestly think a network that could only handle 4 to 7 transactions per second was meant to economically sustain all of this lot? These are the mining operations all around the world. This is the backbone to the new global financial system. This is what supports the first ever commercial internet. It is absolutely phenomenal. Imagine an internet that could only do 4 to 7 transactions per second. Yeah, good luck with that. Look at the size of these things. 4 to 7 transactions per second. It's preposterous. Absolutely crazy when you look at the size of these things. Like, whoa. Amazing. Amazing. Let's have a look at BitInfo charts. Where are we now? So we've got 14.3% transactions overall, but we know that XRP and Ethereum are utterly fundamentally worthless. Anywho, let's have a look at charts. Just like looking at this. Transactions 24 hours on 3 months. Look at that. So we actually surpassed Ethereum and XRP back in August. You know, and then we've got more and more applications coming on chain. We will get back over them soon because we've already done it once. When we've done it once, we can do it again indefinitely. It's going to be amazing. Let's have a look at the scaling test network. Yep, just checking the figures here. Yeah. Scaling test network has got the largest block of 4.4 gigabytes. Absolutely massive. And BSV data, let's have a look at daily data size. Meta ID now producing 14.12 gigabytes. It's almost like they're going up by like a gigabyte a day. Absolutely huge. Let's have a look at applications, particularly crypto fights, and I think it's show game. Oh, here we go. Daily data size. Showbuzz. There we go. Look, Showbuzz 1.5. Crypto fights 1.1 gigabytes on a daily basis. Phenomenal. Trends.cash. Oh no, nothing going on there. Never mind. Crypto Quant. Yep. So the exchanges were cashing out all last year. They're squeezing liquidity, and a spike in the price caused by huge amounts of Tether printing created this bubble. It's really not looking good, and this is why Tether started printing again here, because the exchanges were cashing out because they know BTC is absolutely garbage and fundamentally worth absolutely nothing. Let's have a look at what's on chain. Good question. What is on chain? Estimated next block size 398 megabytes. Memory pool usage currently 406 megabytes. Fantastic. So 24-hour transactions over 500,000. Good. Let's have a look at Joho's memory pool. This is what a memory pool is meant to look like. Day comes in, then it gets cleared. Day comes in, then it gets cleared. What a memory pool is not meant to look like is Corecoin BTC. Look at that. People just don't know when their transactions are going to be received because it's all over the shop. They've purposely restricted the block size and implemented replace by fee and child pays for parent. Told people not to use it. Don't spam the network. Develop the Lightning network that literally has no value, no valuable data on it whatsoever because it's centralized and there's no competition on there. Honestly, it's absolutely hilarious. We can see the effect that it's had on TX Street, and while we're looking at this, we'll have a quick chat with Adam Back, the Chief Executive Officer of Blockstream, and find out his expectations of a payment network.
So, fee estimation in some cases is quite bad. If you're paying a friend, you can probably afford to wait 4 hours and not pay a priority fee.
I'm just not going to wait 4 hours to not pay a priority fee when I'm using a peer-to-peer electronic cash system, you fool. The median fee, 86 cents, so remember to add that onto every cup of coffee and every high-frequency trade your company does. See how long that lasts for. And then we got Ethereum. So, whoa, look at this median transfer fee, $23. How do you respond to that, Vitalik?
The internet of money should not cost 5 cents a transaction. It's kind of absurd.
Really? 5 cents a transaction? So what do you call $23 then? Absolute fool. Utter fool. And let's have a look at our own issues here. So what do we know about excessive money printing?
Statistical analysis has found that every time an empire begins to near its own demise, you'll find that its currency will be debased.
And that is exactly what we're witnessing here. So you can see back in 1960, there was only $141 billion in circulation. But by 2010, that had gone to $2 trillion. Then by 2020, it had gone to $4 trillion. And then suddenly, in a few months, it's gone from $4 trillion to over $16 trillion. And it's now at over 20. You know, absolutely insane. There is literally no justification for this level of money printing unless you're paying a certain percentage of the population to look the other way while you depopulate the planet. And if you're wondering why they're going around trying to jab everybody, that's the reason right there. You think I'm joking? And so knowing that Bitcoin is the only thing that can save us, how are we feeling about it today? Coin Gecko, feeling good. 79% loving that. And we've got a price here of $147. Imagine picking up Bitcoin for $147. Amazing. Amazing. And BitPing. Here we go. So money flow per hour, 84 cents. And country's 48 at the moment. So these are the nodes. And remember, the Bitcoin network can just simply be used to monitor the downtime of all the other networks when the other network providers ask for it. Absolutely brilliant. Little do all these other networks know they will soon all be running on the Bitcoin network themselves. Amazing, amazing. The morning run, so 24-hour trade volume, 4,081. Good, the lower the better. Move fast and break stuff does not mean breaking the law, of which all these illegal shitcoin security offerings are doing. BSV is the only digital commodity that is common to everyone. That means anybody can buy it. It doesn't need to be registered as a security offering because it doesn't have a centralized starting point. So we can see we've had 518,532 purchases in the last 24 hours. Very good. Let's have a look at live coin watch. Yep, so same price as registered as on CoinGecko, looking all right. Depth chart, 6.2 million bids versus 4.6 million asks. Very good. Let's have a look at Bitcoin versus USD. Oh, holding its own, holding its own. Very good, very good. Let's have a look at Coin versus USD. Oh, that's trending up as well. And Coin versus Bitcoin. Oh, Bitcoin's struggling. Never mind. We know what's happening. Coin is completely and utterly manipulated and utterly worthless. Let's have a look at the entire coin crap market. $51,000 registered on CoinCap. Let's have a look at Bitcoin. Where is Bitcoin? Where is Bitcoin? Down at number 52, 147. Very good. So knowing that Bitcoin is the only data protocol with any fundamental value, which means BTC is fundamentally worthless. So the question has to be asked, what is it that makes it valuable? Well, we'll just listen to Daniel Krowitz putting that question to Tony Vase right now.
Why do you think BTC is valuable?
It's valuable because it's the only unconfiscatable asset we have, and that is because that comes from its decentralization. I think Bitcoin is the only valuable crypto asset we have because of the nature of how it started in its first few years.
And when you say Bitcoin, you mean BTC, right?
Absolutely.
But are you aware that in 2017, they changed the rules so that BTC no longer follows the Bitcoin white paper?
That is not true at all.
The white paper says that there needs to be a chain of signatures.
Sure.
Okay, so that's not what we have anymore. That's how SegWit changed that.
Okay, but it's still Bitcoin.
Nice one, Tony Bone. You've seen the kind of imbeciles that we're dealing with. Unbelievably stupid, and that's being complimentary. To have a look at Stream Manatees, 312 followers, very good. See, I made a $1.20 from my last video. Try making that on YouTube with just 6 views. And Twitch, check it out. So I made $118 trying that on Twitter. 433 followers. And let's have a look at Twitch stats just quickly. How many more sign-ups over the last 14 minutes ago? Oh, new users 56. Very good, very good. And Ruth Easman, her epic tweet. How is she doing? Oh, 1,118. That should be 1,000. Oh, 1,116. That's outrageous. I like it every day, and it's like 1,121. That should be tens of thousands by now. Tens of. Look at that. They just took my like away. This is why we need Bitcoin, because they are just fudging the figures. It is outrageous. And let's have a look at our man Satoshi. How's he doing? 79,000.9 followers. That should be hundreds of thousands by now, because he's done an amazing job. Let's have a look at stablecoin printer. That's not very stable. It's reporting on stablecoin printing. Yeah. All right, let's just check whale alerts quickly. Whoa! So 100 million BTC moved in the last 32 minutes from Binance to Zappo. Oh, there's somebody taking off the exchange. Can you imagine the pig squeeze when everybody tries to convert these shitcoins into the genuine Bitcoin, which is BSV? God, dear, oh dear. Dear, oh dear. More USDT transferred from Bitfinex to Tether Treasury. God, dear. Look at all these alerts going on. More BTC being transferred from unknown wallet to Coinbase. Oh dear, oh dear. Yeah, all these holders have no... I mean, these are huge amounts. They have no idea. They have no idea that BTC is worth literally zero. Nothing. Nada. It has zero fundamental value. All it has is a speculative price. And when knowledge catches up with speculation, its speculative price will soon match its fundamental value at zero as everybody tries to get out. It's going to be devastating. But, you know, don't say I didn't try to warn you. So 7 hours, more Ethereum being moved, 9 hours. God, look at this, more Ethereum being moved. ETH, loads, huge amounts of ETH being moved. My God. Look at this. 21 hours, 23 hours, and we're there. All right, very good, there we go. Looks like we're up today with the figures. Hope you enjoyed the show. Catch you guys later. Get paid for posting your pics on Relica. Download the app now at www.getrelica.com. Get your tweet etched on Twitch, forever on the Bitcoin blockchain. Do it today at www.jointwitch.com. BuyBSV.live, the best place to buy Bitcoin SV online. Support independent content creators on micropayment platforms such as Streamanity, Twitch and Relica. We should profit from our data, not the large corporations who track, monitor and sell it. If you enjoy the Bitcoin content that I produce, please support me by heading over to www.satoshi.tv, where you can keep up to date with all the latest news, gossip and content as it's created. Thanks very much. To get started in Bitcoin, go to freebsv.com, where you can claim your free Bitcoin. Then head over to Twitter and follow @IamSatoshi, where you can take part in his very generous and world famous free giveaways. The future of advertising meets the power of Bitcoin at Tonic Pow. Get paid for posting advertising campaigns to your social media profiles. Go to www.tonicpowads.com.